Good afternoon. I don't know.
What is wrong with you?
Everybody, welcome to another episode of Books and Bullshit. This time it is a listeners, not readers. You don't read a podcast. Listeners submission episode. So some of y'all fucking finally. Oh, by the way, Zachary Chopchinsky, the Boats I Honor. I'm here with Martina. Hi, Martina.
Hi.
So basically, some of y'all finally fucking submitted some listener stories again.
Came a while ago.
Oh, it came a while ago?
Yeah.
God damn it. Curtains. You had one job to do. Anyway, so we're going to be reading these stories to y'all. And I'm going to be reading them as my super sexy voice.
No.
Aww. And Martina's going to be reacting to them.
Because I'm sick. So he's going to have to do the heavy lifting today.
I don't like this. This thing is really in my face. Okay.
And your dog's dick is right in your ass.
Getting spit roasted in a way I never, ever wanted to. Ever.
What was the way you did want to?
It involved Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool.
So you wanted to be spit roasted by Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds, the burn victim.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Ryan Reynolds, the burn victim, is ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh, gross.
I'm just saying, is it veiny or is that the flayed skin? You'll never know. Alright, so, reading this story. Okay, so this one was submitted by, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the reader, the listener.
You all right over there?
I'm stroking out.
You're going to have to do it.
Okay, so it starts with, don't read this first part out loud.
So you've already failed.
I'm reading it. I'm not proud to read it. Then it goes into, you can read everything else out loud.
Thank you.
I appreciate this is what I'm talking about with instructions in these. If you do or don't want me to say some specific shit, put it in bold at the front.
It would have been funny, though, if you read the whole part, and then you right up to the, now you can read the rest of it.
On the Patreon tier, if you...
Just kidding.
Are we though? So, alrighty. Hi. So you wanted to know... Oh... Captain Pedantic's gonna come in here in a minute. Alrighty, hi. So you wanted to know the whole story about my mother's haunted
You're
house.
going to have to read some of these. Sorry.
Stop.
Because he's an asshole?
Yes.
Stop. Let me read this. Martina, you react in kind. Alrighty, hi. So you wanted to know the whole story about my mother's haunted house that you read about in the Halloween episode. So here's the story in full. At least what I know and remember from it. My mom was 4 years old when their family moved into the house. My mom is in the middle of 5, so there were 7 people living in this one house. There were only 3 or 4 bedrooms, so my mom and her siblings would obviously have to share rooms. Sometime after they moved in, weird stuff started happening. There was also one day when my... What?
Are you okay? I'm the one who's sick. Why are you hacking up a fucking lung?
The curtains is looking at me like I'm doing it to be an asshole.
Well, just really distracting because nobody's hearing the story. We're just hearing you clear your throat every 2 seconds.
Let me clear my throat.
Again, this isn't a visual. It's a podcast.
All right, here's the deal. Martina, be entertaining for 3 seconds. Let me drink something.
What are you going
Thanks
to be?
for being
What are you
entertaining.
going to be drinking? Oh, he's. How many monsters have you had today?
None. The one on the counter's from yesterday.
I swear I saw you drinking a monster this morning. I can't handle crackhead Zach, as I like to call him. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's wrong with me, okay? I'm really self-conscious about it, and I'm feeling attacked.
I don't know if you know this, but we're actually in the middle of podcasting. Remember, we have a fucking job to do. Swallow, Zach, swallow.
Oh, that burns in your mouth.
Well, that's what happens when you drink caffeinated lighter fluid.
Caffeinated lighter fluid?
Yes, it's
Why
called
would you make
Monster.
that? Oh. Martina, you're a nurse. Why do energy... What the fuck is it?
I don't know, but your microphone's way the fuck over there.
Why do energy drinks come out the same color they went in? What the fuck is he doing?
Loki, we'll feed you. There's no need to cannibalize your own foot.
He is going yard on that thing. Like...
And my dog's using him as a pillow, completely unaware. Not a care in the world.
Okay.
So easy today. I'm gonna make him do a spit take at least once, I swear. Or cure him of his energy drink habit. One or the other.
Okay. Better buy the ruby red rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Bumpers?
Damn it, see, you already fucked up.
Bumpters. Stupid bumpters. What is a rubber baby buggy bumper?
What the fuck was that sound?
Was that me?
That came out of you.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure because I'm watching it come out your mouth.
What?
Okay.
Ooh, we can do this. We are professionals.
Home. She slit sheets for the sheet slitter's wife while the sheet slitter's daughter is busy slitting sheets.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
He almost took out. This is a fucking train wreck. I mean, it's always a train wreck. Oh, I have such a headache. Oh, God, I think I'm having a stroke.
Everybody calm down. There was one day when my great aunt Desty.
Desty?
Desty.
I'm going to need a spelling check on that one.
D-E-S-T-Y.
Okay, Desty it is.
I don't know why I had to pause. It's in front of my face. Great aunt Desty was babysitting my mother and her siblings. She kept hearing running up and down the stairs. My mom and her siblings were supposed to be asleep. Eventually, my great aunt got tired of telling them to go back to bed, so she went upstairs to whoop an ass, and everybody was fast asleep. I added the whoop ass part.
Oh, I was like, that took a turn.
Okay, I read this as my grandmother is Chinese.
I don't know why that's funny.
God, Marty, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It wasn't what you said, it was the look on your face.
Another thing, my grandma had these Chinese lambs.
You should definitely not have paused after Chinese. I was like, oh, maybe it was the Chinese people.
My grandmother had these Chinese. I have awkward pauses. I'm working on it as a speech impediment. I'm super sensitive about it.
You should have gotten some smaller teeth.
Another thing, my grandma had these Chinese lambs that she kept on a shelf above the couch. My great uncle was staying over at their house. At some point, he had fallen asleep on the couch. Nobody else was home when he fell asleep. When my grandparents got home, they found my great uncle asleep on his stomach with the Chinese lamps lined on his back.
Oh shit, that would be fucking weird.
Time to get the fuck out of the house.
Oh my god, I would fucking lose my mind.
No kidding. My grandparents eventually brought a medium in to talk to Rebecca. That's how they learned her name. They also learned that there were 3 other spirits in the house, adult males. Alright.
Creepy. I don't like where this is going. 3 adult males with Chinese lamp fetishes.
3 men and a lady? 3 men and a little lady? That was a movie!
Yes, I remember. I was actually there to see it in the theater. Because I'm that old.
We broke the curtains. I don't know why she's laughing.
You were so excited.
You're 3
No, because I cracked that joke and then my brain was like, that's a real thing, dumb fuck. And I'm like, oh yeah! Alright, so If I recall correctly, 2 were in the hallway and 1 was in the kitchen.
That's where they lived?
Yes. My Aunt Tammy, my mom's older sister, got really close to Rebecca. Tammy was the only one Rebecca could talk to out of the whole family. Rebecca didn't like my Uncle Troy, mom's older brother. As I told you before, Rebecca dropped a batch of sealing. Rebecca dropped a batch on my uncle.
I was like, what? A batch of what?
She dropped a batch of sealing on top of her uncle. I mentioned in the mirror, but only briefly. In one of the bedrooms, there was a vanity with a mirror. My uncle was going downstairs. He was angry about something. The mirror lifted itself off the vanity and followed my uncle down the stairs. The glass kept hitting the stairs but didn't break or scratch or anything. The mirror pinned my uncle to the wall. This is where consent comes in.
Consent is important.
Call me Daddy Mirror.
I just have this very Beauty and the Beast like mirror in my head, like with a face and a very like.
He just leans in and goes, "Be my bitch, be my bitch."
Oh my god, you were literally going to make me stroke out today.
That's gonna be the title.
B dot 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 my dot 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 B dot dot dot.
I can't. I can't.
Oh, that's right. We can't because we are iTunes' bitch.
Beauty and the Bitch.
When will my reflection show who I am inside? Who I am inside.
I have inside.
But I mean, guess it depends on who's giving and who's receiving.
So, and then it ends with the mirror went yard deep in my uncle. No, okay, so it pinned my uncle to the wall. When they took a closer look at the vanity, the wood from around the mirror had come off and wasn't even splintered. Eventually, my family decided to dig up this kind of well area towards the back of the house.
That never ends well. Hasn't anybody watched these movies?
They found a shoe and some kitchen supplies, and they dug further and further. They hit a floor, a concrete floor, or maybe a ceiling. My family believed it was part of the land that may have been part of the slave train, like the Underground Railroad.
Slave train? I was like,
It's
what?
a slave train.
Well, I mean, maybe they did have some sort of weird other railway we don't know about.
Oh, that's true. I thought she was referencing the Underground Railroad. I'm like, I don't think.
No, we don't actually know how they transported people. Like, who the fuck knows?
That's true. So that's what they think the concrete floor was. My grandma wouldn't let them dig any further after they hit the floor. Years passed. My aunts, one of my uncles, and my mother moved out of the house. My parents still live in that house. My Aunt Tammy had my cousin Kelsey, who was 8 years older than I am. This one time, Kelsey was spending the night at my grandparents' house. In the middle of the night,
I just started remembering "Be My Bitch," and I was all right back there again. I'm sorry. I'm having flashbacks to Nom over here.
Fortunate Son's playing. I'm hearing helicopters.
Except there's a weird mirror that's female for some reason. And aggressive.
Definitely a top. In the middle of the night, and my grandmother heard talking. My grandpa got out of bed and went to see what it was. My cousin was sitting up in her sleep and was talking to someone. Time to move. Kelsey hadn't been told about Rebecca at this time. She knew nothing about the house for years. So my grandpa asked her who she was talking to, and she said Rebecca. My grandfather just said, "Okay, we'll go back to sleep," and she did.
0 fucks given.
Kids don't give a shit. Even before I knew about the house being haunted, I was always terrified of that house. Troy never moved. Oh, he still... Yeah. What the fuck did you just... I thought you were going to make me do a spit take.
I'm sorry, but Troy was...
knew you'd speak it.
Was Troy the one pinned by the mirror?
Yes.
So Troy left it. That's what I'm getting from this. Troy and the mirror are now happily married.
You've been a dirty girl. You're getting Windex. Do you want the wipes or me to spray you? Anyway, Troy never moved out, so he still lives with my grandparents. My uncle stayed in the room upstairs, and I had to sleep on the couch in the living room, which was right next to the kitchen. There was no separation between the rooms because it was a small house. But I remember I was terrified of sleeping in the living room because the couch I slept on stared right into an extremely dark hallway. Fair. I was always terrified of the hallway at night because it was so dark, and I never really liked the kitchen right before being right there either. Now I know why. My grandparents moved out of that house a few years ago, and after my grandpa had a stroke. The place was rented out or something, but there was a person who moved into the place after my grandparents moved out. The person wasn't even in the place for a whole week before he decided to move out. Nobody knows why. Someone does live
Because
there
Troy
now.
and the mirror were still upstairs. It's like, there's this guy upstairs. He's got a weird mirror fetish.
Someone does live there now. It's been pretty quiet for some time. We pass the house every time the family goes down to visit because it's the house just outside of McLeod. So yeah, that's the story of that house. I know it's very long, but a lot went down in that place. I hope you enjoyed. Be my bitch. Be my bitch.
Oh, God.
You wanted hardware. Look at this. We do this dance and there is leather. Oh my God, here comes a fist.
Beauty and the Bitch to the musical.
Oh
Oh, everything hurts.
my God. Now that the whole Gaston song does not need to change at all. It still fits. No one bites like Gaston. No one fights like Gaston.
I mean, in his defense, it's really hard to fight a mirror. Besides, we all know Gaston's not fighting a mirror.
That has to be the most homoerotic Disney song
Oh, it sure is.
ever. Leah and I are actually on the way to one of the doctor's appointments for the baby, and that we were listening to a Disney playlist,
Of course you were.
and that song came on, and we just silently like turn and look at each other. That song's gay. It is very gay. All right, so
Can you read this without coughing?
the title of the email is "Story Submission for Zach and Martina to Read." No title. Salutations, friends. It's your friendly neighborhood Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Not the ghost.
She's explaining the mirror situation.
Yeah.
What I'm about to tell you happened no less than 24 hours ago. December 31st, 2019. Layla!
We were behind. We had so many things.
And it's proof that Monty Python was probably coming from a real place when that rabbit attack bit and spam a lot. Okay.
You guys clearly have not seen Monty Python.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Then why did you not find that funnier?
Because I'm waiting to see where this plays into it. Did you guys get mauled by a rabbit? Did you have a horrible vibrator accident?
I mean, I think... Never mind.
Allow me to set the scene for the traumatic events about to unfold. It's noon on New Year's Eve, and I've just come off my second night shift in a row. I've been awake for 30 hours because I have small children and don't understand why someone needs to sleep in the daytime before working all night. Fair. My children are finally in the care of my sister, and I'm trying to get some sleep before I go in for my third night shift. Before I slip off into slumber, I check on all of our pets. Feeding, walking, yada, yada, yada. There's 3 yada, yadas in here, by the way.
Fair.
To my absolute...
Ass balloon. To your ass balloon. What exactly is an ass balloon?
Okay. It's when you eat a half-cooked goose egg out of my butthole.
Gross. Now that sounds like Urban Dictionary.
Okay, to my absolute horror and dismay, I discovered that my youngest daughter's beloved hamster Nibbles has joined the spirit realm. With B's, not P's. This is obviously a problem for many reasons. I'm sad for Nibbles, but really panicked about what it might do to my daughter. She's extremely sensitive and attached to all of our pets, and because she has some neuroatypical issue, she's probably going to obsess over it. I mean, she's still sad about Steve the cat who passed away 2 years ago, and she's really hoping he comes back as a zombie at some point. Like a good mother, I'm encouraging her desire to harness the dark arts and become a master necromancer, but just not today. I need sleep. Not a tearful...
No necromancy tonight, honey. I need sleep.
Yeah, not a tearful laws of nature talk with my 6-year-old. Knowing I have a limited amount of time before I have to go into work before my kids return, I pull a 90s family sitcom move and haul my ass to the pet store to buy Nibbles' doppelganger.
I've done this move.
Luckily, there's a golden-colored female Syrian hamster available. It's fat, cute, and lets me handle it easily. We're good to go. I purchase her and we're out the door. This is where shit hits the fan. The cardboard box the pet store put Nibbles 2.0 in cannot contain the ball of rage of fury that is within. The box is vibrating with anger, and I hear squeaks of unadulterated feral animal madness coming from within. While I'm driving, the sounds get worse, and Nibbles is now hurling her tiny body against the margins of the box, causing the entire container to move and bounce all over the passenger seat. Her stew is both impressive and terrifying. I speed up a little, hoping the 15-minute journey home doesn't go in the direction I'm thinking it will. I must be clairvoyant. Suddenly, a cry of righteousness emits from the container as a hammy fist punches through the cardboard. She has made a crack in the hull. Shields are damaged, Captain. They cannot hold any longer. Seconds later, Nibbles is free, and her sights are locked on me, her perceived captor. She launched her body at me from the destroyed carrier box and shoots up my arm, climbing and clawing her way. Might trying to do maximum damage. Mind you, I'm driving on a busy 2-lane highway at high speed. Nibbles is determined to kill us both. I'm screaming. Nibbles is screaming. I'm sure I'm going to die of a fiery crash caused by a hamster. Now you know how Richard Gere feels. And my death will be the laughingstock of the town. I added the Richard Gere remark. At the moment, I'm ready to let go and let God or whatever is saying. Ready to let go and let God or whatever the saying is. Jesus, take the wheel. I spot a small jacket on the floorboard and take action. I quickly pull over and grab the now biting Nibbles with one hand and throw the jackets on her with the other and wrap her up tight. Oh, God. She starts screaming again, which, by the way, hamster screams are chilling, in protest. I still have about 10 more minutes before I'm home and need a container to keep this monster in check. Across the road, where I pull over, is a Dollar General. I thank the gods for such fortuitous placement and grab the jacket and run inside. I see a tiny cube-shaped gift box immediately at the checkout counter. Frantic, I cut the line, take the box, throw money on the counter. A Karen starts to run her mouth about rudeness, and I stop her, pointing the jacket direction, and she can see Nibbles screaming and biting her way through the fabric. Karen shuts the fuck up and backs away. Small victory. Thanks, Nibbles. I don't want a receipt or change. I just put the hamster in the new box and run back out of the store. The box is much sturdier than the hamster is the Incredible Hulk. The box is much sturdier, but this hamster is the Incredible Hulk of hamsters and is lifting up the lid. God damn it, hamster, I scream. And I break speed limits and make it back home. Finally, I burst through my front door and run to the hamster cage. Nibbles is angry still, but as soon as I place her in her new pad, she immediately ate some food and took a nap. What a bitch. It's been one full night, and she's back to the gentle hamster at the pet store. As a precaution, I'm telling the kids that you can't pet or hold Nibbles for a while because she's going through some things. Happy fucking New Year, the end.
Sorry, kids, you can't pet Nibbles. She's going through it.
Nibbles has PMS, and she's being a real bitch about it.
I did not think that's where the story was going, because I have had some hamster fucking horror stories.
Wait a minute, what happened to the rabbit? Will you reopen this and tell me about the rabbits?
Tell us about the rabbits, George.
Yeah.
What about it? What do you want me to
Where was there a rabbit in that story?
Sure, it was rabbit, not rabid?
Was it rabbit? Now I'm feeling self-conscious. We talked about...
Yes, it says rabbit. She's just talking about how small animals can cause big damage when they bite.
Oh.
Like the rabbit.
Like the
and
rabbit.
I gotcha. Okay, now I see the Monty Python reference. I was waiting for a fucking rabbit to come out of all this.
I thought it was going to be like with my niece, where my sister got her a second hamster because she said the first one was lonely, and then she came home and the first hamster had eaten the second hamster.
That happened to me.
She said it was a hamster bloodbath.
I once had 2 hamsters named Princess and Queenie.
Of course you did, you fucking diva.
I was but a child. Leave me alone.
You're still but a child.
And they lived for a long time together. And then I came home, and one of them was hanging from the bars, from the roof of the cage. She had jumped up and wrapped her teeth around one of the bars like she bit it, and just died there. Fucking hanging there. Such a goddamn virgin
Diva till the
suicide.
end. Just a diva till the end.
And
She was like, watch this, everybody!
And the other one died a couple weeks later.
We had 2 hamsters named Gus and Rose because my daughter apparently thought hamsters were like old Jewish couples. I don't know. But she was very adamant that was their names. Gus
Vault.
and Rose. And Gus kept getting free.
And we were so verklempt.
And we would always find him in like the bottom drawer of her dresser or just everywhere. We could not keep this guy contained. He just had to be free. Well, then one day my mom opened up the bottom drawer looking for him, and he was dead. So my mom decided to pull a Rebecca, and she went to the store and found a new Gus, and she threw the old Gus in the trash.
We nicknamed him Nougat.
And we put him in, and she didn't notice that there was anything wrong. And then a week later, my mom was reading an article about how hamsters look like they're dead when they're hibernating.
Oh,
and my
God.
mom started having this existential crisis that she threw away a perfectly good hamster. And she was just beside herself. But the new Gus was not an escape artist. So I always wondered if Mick ever caught on to that.
Yeah, we had a hamster named Rhino who was
She
very...
will if she hears this episode.
She doesn't listen to anything I do.
She doesn't listen to our podcast. She doesn't read either one of our books. Like, what the fuck?
She reads mine. Just very slowly. And
What
about
the fuck, Mick? You don't read my shit.
Well, it took 43 years for me to get her to read my books. Maybe in another 43 years of knowing you, she'll get around to yours.
How old is your daughter?
22.
You've been working on this since before she was born.
It's true.
Oh, God. Those are some pretty good stories.
Really?
What the fuck?
We're playing Doom.
I don't like that Layla's face is all whited out like you're behind a fucking door. It's creepy. All you can see is like red lips and crazy wild hair.
That is some creepy shit.
It's like Layla coming back from the dead, just coming for you with her red lipstick on.
She would.
I know.
And a fierce attitude. Really, motherfucker? Oh my god, those stories were great.
That was really funny. Oh, gave me a headache laughing so hard.
You ever get that? Like, then the back of your damn head hurts?
Yes.
What the fuck is that all about?
Pressure?
The
Pushing down on
coronavirus.
me?
Under pressure.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That's such a great song.
That's... Who sings that? That's a who?
Journey?
Journey?
No.
No, it's not Journey.
Under pressure is, I want to say Queen or David Bowie.
Neither.
No.
No, Queen did a song, but it wasn't that one. Queen did a song.
God damn it, where the hell is my phone?
Queen did a song.
Did they? I don't know if you've ever heard of this group. They're called Queen.
Hang on.
Alright, nobody needs to...
Rolling Stones.
You know what? I bet you're right. I think it's Queen now that I'm typing and ready to...
Is it?
Holy shit, it's by David Bowie and Queen.
Who's the oldest bitch in this room? Me.
I didn't know all the above was an option.
neither did I, because I said David Bowie or Queen.
I keep getting these phone calls from that CVS telling me that my allergy meds are ready. But I've been taking them for 4 weeks and there's no refills. I don't know what fucking medication you think you have.
Go bitch.
Go get it. Maybe it's something good. Never turn down free drugs, Zachary.
Here's your Oxycontins. Oh, shit. Okay. Bye.
Now, when I crush these, do I dilute them in water or?
Here's your Oxycontin, sir. It's cool. Do you guys sell lighters or straws? Completely unrelated.
Yeah. What do you mean you want to see my ID?
Fuck you. I'm Smitty Werberman Jensen.
What?
Your phone's on my dog's dick.
It'll be fine.
He's about to activate your screen.
Wait, with his dick?
That'd be some talent.
Yeah, especially since the phone was turned the other way.
Wouldn't that be crazy if somebody did like that thumbprint recognize thing and used their dickhead?
No, that's not how that works.
And it wouldn't work because there's
Because
no...
you don't have a fingerprint. on
Yeah,
your
there's
dick.
no swirls. And if your dick does have swirls, you got problems. Bigger problems than the fact that you're trying to activate your phone with your dick.
What if they reconstructed your... Because let's say you had...
What, a dick accident?
And they reconstructed your dick, but they had to use skin from your finger.
But they wouldn't.
What if they did, though?
Zach would be the happiest boy ever, just banging his dick against his phone. Be like, watch this.
I can helicopter and turn my phone on at the same time.
That's how he gets energy.
It's like a windmill. What the fuck is wrong with us?
So many things.
Alright, well, those stories were fantastic. I don't have anything else other than thank you guys for submitting those.
Oh, it was pretty funny. How long have we got?
30 minutes?
Not even.
Yeah, you're 30 minutes, but you're fine if you want to cut it short. Oh, goodness.
Due to the coronavirus, we'll be cutting things slightly short.
Yeah.
We're all under quarantine.
I wish.
All right, you can find us on Facebook at Books and Bullshit. You can find us on Instagram at Books and BS Podcast. That's B, not P. Sorry, I sound like I'm underwater.
Pressure.
Yes, my sinuses are under pressure. Twitter at Books Bullshit P1 and TikTok at Books and BS Podcast. Oh, and if you want to send us more stories so we have to do less work, it's booksandbspodcast@gmail.com.
As always, if you guys like what you hear, please go check out our Patreon. Every single cent that's on that thing goes to support all the free stuff that you guys like listen to, like right now. We have subscriptions and equipment we gotta pay for. Shit ain't cheap. So please go check out our Patreon. We have tiers as low as $1 a month. And if you're on quarantine, what the fuck else are you gonna do? You can listen to us. Go to the Patreon. There's so much funnier shit in there. I promise. And we're gonna film a lot more questionable shit tonight.
Yeah, there's so much gay porn.
Not that we're filming.
Well, not me and Layla.
Wait, who the fuck's coming over?
Well, you said Anthony's coming. We have a surprise for you.
That's not what I meant when I said he's coming.
It's what we meant.
Little bear on hotter. All right, guys.
He's your significant otter.
No, I think you're the otter in this.
So you're definitely the otter.
Yeah, I think he would be my bare necessity.
You're making Emily very uncomfortable right now.
Because they listen to this.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, bro. And sorry, Kimberly. I promise your husband and I are not doing hairy, nasty sex.
Oh, God, it would be so hairy. Oh, so much sweat and hair.
That's you know how like Urban Dictionary has like 3 different definitions for one? That would be the C definition of nodding. It's when 2 hairy guys have sex and get tangled.
Oh, no. Who fucking has to cut you out of that situation?
No, look at me.
That's the worst fluffer job ever.
The deep love.
Somebody go shave that guy's ass.
They call that the static sheet.
Chinese finger cuffs.
Detangler.
Her name's L'Oreal, the detangler. Somebody get some conditioner in here. These split ends are grabbing. Oh, there's a lot to unpack there. That's what he said.
Otherwise known as get your dick out of my ass. The scene is over.
And on a health note, next to the plague, prolapse rectums are a thing that plague many Americans every year. So please make sure that you are tucked before you demount.
Lube is important.
Anyway, love you guys. Peanuts.
Bye.